Every conversation when you have with your friends over a cup of tea or even during lunch, most of our conversations revolve around traffic these days. And when it comes to Mumbai, obviously, the conversation can get really, really interesting because Mumbai is consistently has been ranked among the most congested cities globally, with an average of 63.2% congestion level in 2025. In fact, commuters lose roughly 121 to 168 hours annually to traffic. And from some statistics that will just seem really interesting is that Mumbai is frequently ranked among the top 5 most congested cities globally. And in 2025 alone, commuters lost on an average 126 hours to traffic. Now, as commuters in Mumbai, knowing there's so much of traffic and so much of time spent on roads, two innovations that have happened in the recent past have really brought some relief to us Mumbaikars. And one of them is City Flow, the bus service, and also the app M Indicator. And I'm sure a lot of us use that on a daily basis while we commute to work and back. The people who have founded these apps and these businesses are going to be talking to us this evening, and we call upon stage Rotarian Atul Bhide, who will be talking to these two innovators. Before that, we will ask the console to play the AV for us, and then we'll invite these two gentlemen on stage.
Mumbai never pauses. It breathes in rush hours, pulses through crowded platforms, and moves with millions of determined dreams every single day. And behind this relentless rhythm stands a visionary who made navigating this city not just possible, but effortless. At just 25, while most were adapting to Mumbai's chaos, he chose to decode it. He looked at the intricate web of trains and buses and saw not confusion, but possibility. What followed was nothing short of transformative. The result? M Indicator, a digital lifeline that today guides over 15 million commuters daily. An app that doesn't just show routes, but restores time, reduces stress, and powers a city's ambition. As the founder of Mobond, he didn't stop at convenience. He introduced live tracking, intelligent transit tools, and a pioneering women's safety initiative, making public transport not only smarter, but safer and more humane. An accomplished alumnus of VJTI and Jamnalal Bajaj, he is an award-winning tech entrepreneur, a sustainability champion, and an author who shares his passion for innovation and even bamboo cultivation, proving that true leadership can connect silicon circuits and green forests with equal brilliance. From synchronizing a megacity to nurturing nature, his journey is a rare blend of technology, purpose, and impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise in appreciation and join me in welcoming the man who keeps Mumbai moving, Mr. Sachin Teke.
Sankalp Kelshikar is not just building a company, he is reshaping how India moves. As the co-founder and chief marketing officer of CityFlow, Sankalp has spent the last 11 years tackling one of India's most urgent urban challenges, mobility. In cities overwhelmed by congestion, pollution, and long commutes, he envisioned a smarter alternative, a tech-enabled bus service that shifts people from private cars to shared, comfortable, reliable transport. Today, CityFlow operates a fleet of over 700 buses across 5 major cities, partnering with corporates and governments to move thousands of people every day, reducing traffic, lowering emissions, and transforming the daily commute. And this is only the beginning, with ambitious plans to expand and transition toward electric mobility. An IIT Bombay graduate and alumnus of Singhania School, Thane, Sankalp combines sharp analytical thinking with purpose-driven leadership. But beyond the boardroom, he is a devoted husband, a proud father, and an outdoor enthusiast who believes resilience is built both in business and in life. What sets Sankalp apart is simple yet powerful. He doesn't just see problems, he builds scalable solutions. He doesn't just create a company, he builds impact. And in doing so, He inspires a generation to rethink cities, sustainability, and leadership with purpose.
Good evening, friends. After those two dynamic sessions, we are here with two dynamic youngster entrepreneurs. Homo sapiens, till the discovery of agriculture, and today's 21st century urban Indians have one strong point common in their life. Both of them need to travel to earn their living. While Homo sapiens travel through forest, looking for proper food that can feed their stomach, the urban Indians too need to travel to earn their living, leaving their house in the morning and coming back at night. Though Homo sapiens had to survive facing wrath of animals, today's urban Indians need to survive through dense population, overcrowded trains, buses, unreliable public transport, and traffic jam. No matter of your financial status, educational qualification, or professional success, the need to travel is common for everyone. While everyone helplessly absorbs the shocks and inconvenience of this travel, today we have with us two young entrepreneurs who decided not to sit and continue to do nothing or blame government, but to make little difference to the situation. Instead of the problem, they concentrated on the solution. And their grit to stick to that gave them a professional success. Sachin Teke and Sankalp Kelshikar. This is not just about two successful startups. There is a human story of breaking the mold and overcoming the burden of being successful. Let's unravel the human story. Sachin, what Vada Pav stands for Mumbai is M indicator for every local commuter. It's something like that, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Before that, I would like to tell something.
Yeah, please go ahead.
It's been 15 years, and still people call my company as a startup. Okay, it is very interesting. So, what is the definition of startup? That is we need to dig out, right?
You said it. So, to begin with, let's start with your family background. If you can tell me about your parents, siblings.
It was a good background. Okay, my father was a government servant, so he works in he was working in Mumbai Porters as a driver. Not that much high in education, but my mother is also that much not educated. But she always say me, पुढे जा, okay, बघ कुठे पुढे गेले बाकीचे, okay, so she always motivates me, and so all we their children, okay, got a good education, and it is because of them.
Fantastic. I think homemaker mother and government employee father with two siblings. And you were the youngest, and you are the youngest, right?
Yes, yes.
So you are the youngest, most prestigious VJTI graduated, followed by MBA in finance in Jamnala Bajaj. So the entire family and friends must be looking forward to you giving a financial support and continue to do a good job.
Yes.
So tell us about from being graduated to starting of M indicator, whether it was a straight journey or there was a campus placement, all that.
Uh, First of all, I think in Rotary Club, I do not know much about Rotary Club, but many prominent people or business people or people who are in good positions are the part of the Rotary Club. That's what I know. Okay, I understand. Okay. So obviously, my father and mother had invested in me. Okay, they want return of investment, right? Every parent want return of investment, right? Okay, that person should go to good, should have the good job, he should have good earning, and obviously my father is not an exception for that. But obviously I got a company, good company, in the placement. It is now not functioning. So then I joined Nokia for few months, actually for few days, but later my HR requested me to be in that company for 1 month at least. There should be a replacement. In that process, what happened that the real thing is, I will tell you, when we decide to change something, what happens, uh, there should be a yoga, okay, okay, and I had a yoga of multiple, multiple difficulties, okay. One difficulty was, my salary was not getting increased, okay. For 4 years, only the 4,000 increment was something punishment for me, okay. Then I also joined Jamnagar Bajaj. Okay, it was something part-time evening college, and my Nokia manager was telling, okay, you have to sit till 8:30 p.m. Okay, you cannot go. Okay, so one day on the Saturday, I went to picnic with my school friends. So I tell, अरे ऐसे हो रहा है. Okay, मतलब ये छोड़ दे. छोड़ दे तो छोड़ दे. So immediately I called the HR. I wrote the email. Okay, I'm leaving. Okay. Before that, I had also discussion with my mother. Okay, that now I have joined a school, that is a college, and I can do M indicator or my college. Okay, so what is the right way? Then if you are doing college, then leave that job. So I was getting around 60,000 per month at that time in Nokia, but it takes courage to leave that much amount of salary and to believe in your product and start the new thing. I think such kind of difficulties or made me as a as a stone. Okay, this will not impact me. This 60,000 will not impact on me. Okay, and I consistently worked on the M indicator for next 6 months.
Leaving a company like Nokia and thinking of starting on your own, what was the response from your parents towards supporting entrepreneurial?
Even if I have started M indicator and my photo was publishing in the newspaper, in the Lok Satta, my father was saying, search for a government job, okay? Okay, so it was not until and unless when I bought a house, okay, then he stopped, okay, then he got to know he had sufficient amount of money, so then he stopped asking me. But the thing is that M indicator was not successful when I started it, okay. I was worried because when I left my job, I was literally for 2 months sleeping, like I was waking up at 10 o'clock and doing nothing. Then after 2 months, I realized what I'm doing. Okay, then I started focusing on the product. Then after 6 months of intensive revision in the product, one day, that is a Ganpati day, had arrived. That have caused something miracle in my life. That miracle was, see, you are making us just a train timetable. It is a digital just book, that is a train timetable was there, and I had converted it into the that is on the I had made it available on the mobile platform, but there were no users. Within 6 months, only 2,500 users were there. So I calculated how many 78 lakhs people daily travel by the Mumbai train at that moment. Okay, if I do the calculation, it will take hundreds of years if I am getting the 2,500 users in first 6 months. So I was very worried. Okay. Then there was a technical implementation, virus-like philosophy, why my app is not spreading. Okay, such kind of philosophical thinking came in my mind. I implemented it technically, and later it got the success. That is, success what I mean is that after 6 months when I launched the new version with many features, I got 1,000 downloads in 15 minutes. Okay, so so that was the success point, and I think after that point till day, okay, I'm not that much worried about what will happen with me or M Indicator or with my career.
By the way, friends, I don't know how many of you know, today M Indicator is used by more than 10 million people. Sankalp, CityFlow has redefined public transport. If you consider tech-based transport system like Ola and Uber, you may not be very sure about the hygiene and cleanliness, but when it comes to CityFlow, you are 100% sure about hygiene, cleanliness, and punctuality. But tell us about your family background to begin with.
Thank you so much. Before I answer that question, I want to just say how much of a privilege it is, for me to be part of this wonderful event. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I really, really appreciate that. I'm very humbled. Family, I grew up in a very, very, middle-class family. My parents are doctors. My sister's a doctor. But growing up, I saw my parents work extremely long hours. Very, I didn't see as much of them as I would have liked. But what I was, I suppose, I was raised around was just a respect for effort. That's how I look at it now. A respect for hard work, and just being mindful of the resources that you have. Having said that, they did not spare any expense when it came to education and health. So very, very thankful to them for that. So that's how I grew up.
So how about, you are IIT graduate, and that too from Mumbai University. So IIT, when people enter into IIT, everyone looks forward to, ye banda gaya abhi US. So how about you, the campus placements, and what was that?
So after graduating, I worked with a management consulting company for a year. And consulting, I chose consulting because it helps you keep options open. It was, इसीलिए IIT बॉम्बे भी join किया था कि after this, I will not be restricted to any particular field. And I was fortunate enough to be admitted. That whole trend continued even after that. I was like, consulting करते हैं, commitment कहीं नहीं करते. After 1 year, though, consulting trains you how to think about problems in a structural way. So, I carried forward that discipline, over to now. But essentially, consulting is advising companies what to do. And there is a fundamental difference between telling people what to do versus actually doing it. And over time, that gap sort of, it became like an itch. फिर ऐसे लगा कि कुछ करते हैं, कुछ खुद का start करते हैं, कुछ ना कुछ करते हैं. And I will not take the credit for being very brave ever, right? Because at that point in time, it wasn't like I had to be the breadwinner of the family. I did not have to make decisions, based on that. I'm very grateful to have parents who said, just do whatever you want. We trust you. We believe in you. Just as long as you're happy, just do whatever is fine. And that sort of coincided with our own life when I was working. It was a tough 2-hour commute to office. And we are like, Bombay is such a wonderful city, so full of opportunities. Healthcare is great, education is great. You have all the experiences you would want to experience. Lekin the only thing that breaks in, beautiful city like this is getting to work. And you're like, यार ये इतना बड़ा problem है, कोई ना कोई तो solve करने ही वाला है. Let's spend some time at least thinking about this problem, trying to solve it. And this reminds me of one thing that someone at work said. They said about Mumbai कि मुंबई में तरक्की हो सकती है लेकिन खूबसूरती नहीं हो सकती. And that really struck a chord with with us partners, and we are like, यार कुछ ना कुछ तो करना चाहिए, if not, redefine commute and all of that. That wasn't even how we were thinking about it. We were like, our little corner of the city, उसको थोड़ा अच्छा बनाते हैं. जो थाने से BKC जा रहा है ना, उसका life थोड़ा set करते हैं, and that will bring a lot of purpose. That will bring a lot of satisfaction. So, sorry, long-winded answer, but that is sort of how it went.
So I have, I have two questions for this. Friends, you might have noticed, whether it is Sachin or Sankalp, whether in case of Sachin, initially parents were not very sure about it, but in case of Sankalp, the parents were supportive. But in spite of that, they had a burden of expectations. And this is very interesting to know that at the age of 23, 24, to overcome that burden of expectations and believe on your passion or believe on your belief is something that we must appreciate, acknowledge, and clap for.
Sir, thank you so much, but I think at least for, in my case, you're giving me a lot more credit than I truly deserve. I'm extremely fortunate, sir, to have a very supportive family that says ki tu kar je paije te kar. My wife, she's in the room here with us, who supported me through the tough times in City Flow, and just a set of partners who over the 11 years we've become very, very close, best of friends, running a company together. So I will never take that for granted.
Nice of you. But when I mentioned that burden of expectations, apart from being successful, there's a burden of expectation कि भाई अपने ये माँ बाप जैसा तो बन सकता है कि नहीं, वो एक अलग होता है. Anyway, but as you mentioned about the problem that you experienced and thought of doing something about it, about the travel and the traffic, whether the idea of doing something of your own came first and then you discovered this problem, or whether the problem gave you idea to start your own?
I think it was a bit of both. There was a feeling of let's do something. Honestly, this was back in 2015, and at that time, I say startup boom tha. And startups was sprouting left, right, and center. So I jokingly say that it was easier to start up than to not start up in that kind of an environment. So there was that, and we recognized that agar kuch meaningful ban sakta hai, from a purpose standpoint and also from a financial standpoint, of course, I think it would be a great outcome. There was that we had at the back of our mind for sure. But the other thing was, there are so many problems that you can solve. And at that point in time, what was also happening was a lot of our batchmates, they were landing great jobs, fantastic pay. And it's hard to not think about that when you're, sort of making this kind of a decision. And that voice only grows louder and louder. But I also jokingly say that misery loves company. तो हम 4 लोग बैठे थे और हमने सोचा कि यार करेंगे चल करते हैं. And yeah, we saw a problem that really needed to be solved. We were like कोई ना कोई तो solve करने वाला है. Let's do it. Let's give it a shot.
So back in 1981, Mrs. Sudha Murthy lent rupees 10,000 to her husband and his fellow founders. And today it has become Infosys with 10,000 start. How about you? How much you need to raise and how you manage that?
I think it is infinitely more easier to start a company and to run a company, especially from the funding standpoint. So I will never compare myself to any of the business leaders of the past and present. we just put together about 10 lakhs because we needed to start somewhere. We needed to convince some bus owner to give us his bus for a few months ताकि हम एक रूट चलाएं. फिर थोड़े पैसों से थोड़ी मार्केटिंग कर ली और वो एक बस भर ली. And honestly, it started from that. It was, I think about 10 odd lakhs. But yeah, again, borrowed. We didn't have much of our own to begin with.
So 4 friends and 10 lakh rupees and determination to go.
A lot of enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm, great. How about you, Sachin?
Irrational optimism.
आपको कितने पैसे रेस करने पड़े and how you managed?
Actually, I lost my money. I lost my opportunity cost. That is 60,000 per month, right? So, so the thing was that developer cost is like this. That is 60,000 per month. Okay, I myself was a developer. Okay, I myself is a graphics designer, website developer, app developer. Everything is mine. Okay, myself. So literally, actually speaking, there is no cost. Only opportunity cost was there. Okay, so I never enter in the business where operations are involved. Today also. Okay, because I am a person who want to work with a small number of people. That is a team. Okay, up to 8 to 10. Okay, beyond that I cannot manage people. Okay, I don't want to get into the operational cost. Okay, and that kind of structure gives you, when the corona time came, obviously suddenly within one day people stopped using the app. Okay, and for we obviously the zero revenue for next one and a half year. Okay, so the thing is that opportunity cost was there. So in order to, luckily, the God helps you. Okay, there was no Play Store at that time. Okay, I had created my own ad platform for the Nokia, that is the small phones. Okay, through SMS I used to send the ads. Okay, but that I also had a salesperson. Okay, whose salary was 10,000, and he did a sale of ₹500.
I remember meeting you in 2012.
Yes.
When only one person, that too a young chap, maybe 12th fail or something like that, he
Right.
was sitting there,
Right.
and you.
Right.
I was so astonished. These two guys is M indicator. My God.
Okay. So then obviously when the time came to pay his salary, okay, so मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, नहीं मिला तो नहीं मिला, okay, I want my whole salary, okay, so we gave him the salary, but that luckily the Google Play Store have started the ad mob, okay, so this is where the God come in the picture. When you do something with your belief, the God creates the ways. That's what, and this not happened only one time. It happened with multiple amount of time. So I will share my one experience. So I wanted to build something for the Mumbai police. So something, let's say incidents happens over here, and we don't know which police station to go. Okay, so I had an idea that अरे कुछ तो बनाते हैं मुंबई पुलिस के लिए, and we will integrate inside the M indicator. पर कैसे? I do not have had that much contacts. Luckily, after 1 month, the phone from the Mumbai commissioner office came. Sachin, we want to do something inside the M indicator. Then I told this idea. Okay, then so we mapped all the boundaries of the territory of the police station and put it inside the M indicator. This is also one of the examples. There are many examples that happened with me. That this is how the God helps you. When the desire is there, God helps you.
But how about government? Because the M indicator involves Indian Railways. और आप कुछ भी कह दो, God helps and all that, but when it comes to government dealing with those agencies, how you manage to get so much data?
Yes. So I will tell you one of the incidents. Obviously, so when I started, okay, when I was in company, so I used to put 2 photographs on my office desk. One is of Mahatma Gandhi ji, and second is Einstein's. Okay. Then people used to say, he's a crazy man. Why he have put up the Gandhiji's photo on his desk? So at that moment, my mind was totally concentrated on my product. Okay, and Gandhiji's philosophy is, when there is no way, find a simple way. Okay, straightforward way. And Einstein's philosophy is, that is, think in scientific way. Okay. So I was searching for a digital timetable. I was not getting a timetable anywhere. So what I did, ठीक है, ये booklet है ना, ये type करते हैं. Okay. There were 84,000 entries. I typed it for 25 days. एक digital copy create हो गई. That's it. Follow a simple way. ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं है आपको. Right?
Wow, that's great. But anytime the government officials kind of restricted you to use their data and all that?
People are with me. God is with me. Okay, I will tell you the example. Okay, one time my app had become popular, and at that time, the Central Railway timetable has totally changed, and there was a news in Lok Satta in the headline. Central Railway से वेळापत्रक बदलले, पण indicator update नाही. Okay, then railway people started calling me. अरे भाई आजा ये लेके जाओ और update कर दे. Okay, so this reverse thing happens. Okay, that is why I tell you, the God help you. Okay.
Wonderful. Sankalp, Mumbai is a business city. How you design which route to take up first, or which route to have more buses, and the design of the bus or the capacity number of passengers, how you design all that? Because you are not a transport expert.
Correct. No experience in transport other than to be stuck in traffic for hours and hours.
I mean, I can
That
understand
gives you perspective.
the development of mobile app, but the transport part of it.
It started with the first few routes started with us asking around कि यार कहाँ traffic ज़्यादा होता है, कौन सा बस चलाना चाहिए, कौन सा routes चलाना चाहिए. It started out with that, but that was, we realized obviously that is not sustainable. Today, it's entirely based on data, traffic patterns. There's a lot of data available, open source data that is available, where people live, where office clusters are, what is the paying power of the people who are living there. You approximate based on rental figures. So just a combination of all of this helps us map out these routes. And actually, one aspect of our business, just in a structural way, we're very lucky to be in this business in that manner. हमारी buses दिखती बहुत ज़्यादा है. In fact, like people feel like City Flow is a very, very big company when that is actually not the case. But this happens only because they see it. And the advantage of that is that people just wonder कि यार ये इतनी buses जा रही है तो शायद मेरा route भी होगा. So they download the app and then they enter their route details, and that helps us get a lot of data as well. And that we call it a wait list. कि हमारे डैशबोर्ड पे ऐसे 50 रूट्स होते हैं, 100 रूट्स होते हैं, जहाँ पे we're like, the numbers keep stacking up, and once they reach a certain amount, then we are like, we must start this route because there is enough demand from people who want to come in, who have extremely high intent to use it. So combination of data and we talk to customers also.
So, City Flow, what do you consider, whether it's a tech company or transport company?
When we started out, we wanted to, we used to tell people, yaar, it's a tech company. Tech was sexy at that time. Everything was, tech first. Whenever you added tech, then the AI has that now. When you add that, suddenly, your value doubles. So we used to think that. And so we built an amazing app, extremely user-friendly. And very soon we got a reality check. It is less about how accurately people can track your bus. It's less about how fancy this UI UX is. It's more about तुम्हारी बस साफ है क्या? तुम्हारी बस टाइम पे आती है क्या? ड्राइवर कैसे चलाता है? We were forced to look at City Flow in a very, very different lens. And thank God we did, because our mantra is just listen to the customer every single time. And we realized that all of the solutions were with the customers. The customers used to tell us कि संकल्प ये solve कर ले, संकल्प ये वो बाकी सब छोड़, तू 20% extra charge कर, लेकिन ये solve कर ले मेरे लिए. Chairs, हमारी seats had, those are a little too narrow. Solve that. And we soon realized that without having skin in the operations game, we wouldn't be successful. AC office mein baith ke, you're not going to solve the commute problems. We had to go out there. So today we have parking lots, we have cleaning teams, driver teams. You know, we get our hands dirty and very happy to do so. And honestly, what has ended up happening is that has become a strong moat for us. Very few people, thankfully, don't want to do all of this getting hands dirty, you know, part of transport.
Yeah, actually, I started in 2010 and you started in 2015. When you came, अरे चलो ये भी करते हैं ना. We had the advantage. पर बाद में ये देखा हमने. We realized that there are a lot of operations. We dropped the idea.
Talking about operations, I don't know who handles your HR, but many of my friends who use City Flow, they even have the phone numbers of your drivers. And they communicate with drivers, अरे एक मिनट बाकी है क्या, मेरे को लेट हो रहा है, and they talk with the driver as if he is your friend. But generally, the perception about the drivers and is totally different when it comes to City Flow. It's like a family. So how you managed to have that kind of thing?
Sir, all of these learnings, it didn't start from, it just started with experience. We faced new problems every month, we continue to today. And we just go about solving those. That's how we realize this driver thing. A lot of the driver-commuter relationships is organic. हमने कुछ नहीं किया उधर. It's just that people go into office every day at more or less the same time. So if you're in the same bus with the same commuters, with the same drivers, there is bound to be a bond. Like today, customers, they get laddus, they get lunch for the driver. It's beautiful to watch, and we haven't done anything. In fact, what we realized is we need to empower the drivers more. We need to make the driver ka duty a duty that has dignity. So, because
well said.
In the transport industry, drivers are not treated well. Not everyone treats drivers well. Marte hai, peette hai. It is extremely difficult to watch. And when we, decide to make a change, as when we started out, people laughed at us. We were like, "Yeah, this is not how you run operations. This is not. वो drivers कहीं चले जाएंगे. वो सिर पे चढ़ा के रखते हो तुम." But what we then realized is, what makes a good driver, a great driver, is when that driver has peace of mind, when that driver is in a good mental, framework, when his family is okay. So that is what we invested in. We invested in making sure that, girl child education, scholarships for their kids. We wanted to make sure that their salaries went on time. ये भी नहीं होता था industry में. We invested in, grooming sessions, so that when the drivers looked at themselves after after getting groomed, थोड़ा self-esteem बढ़ जाता है. They go like, यार, hello?
Yes, still there is time.
Someone didn't like what I was saying.
There are still 8 minutes.
Yeah, so, when the driver looks at themselves and looks at, a version of them that is, well groomed, shaved, hair nicely parted, then they also feel like, nahin, I need to deliver service that is worthy of this person who I'm looking at. And that was an interesting, thing that nugget that we found out over the course of our journey. So all of this sort of comes together.
Excellent. One sensitive issue. Generally, we see many a times when it comes to partners or directors, शुरुआत में तो मज़ा आता है, स्ट्रगल है, सब साथ में साथी हाथ बढ़ाना, पर एक बार सक्सेस मिलने के बाद किसको ज़्यादा लाइमलाइट मिल रहा है, किसको कम मिल रहा है, इतना छोटे छोटे इशू पे भी ईगो इशू हो सकते हैं. और आप तो 4 दोस्त हैं, तो दोस्ती और बिजनेस साथ में नहीं करना ऐसा बोला जाता है. How about you? How you manage that thing?
Yeah, we have 4 partners, and a lot of folks have asked me this. Honestly, it's been 11 years. We've been through COVID. We've been through, having to lay people off. We've been through funding rounds that were very critical and failed. When you go through all of this stuff, ego is a luxury that you can't afford. So
you may say, looking back, but
fair. But honestly, I think I was 23 when, and all of us were 23, 24 when we started City Flow. And the way we built City Flow, the way City Flow grew, I think we also grew with City Flow. So we weren't always, as mature as we are now. I think we went from boys to men through the city flow journey itself. And I think over time, it was a product of, we all of us genuinely like each other. We have a deep amount of respect and admiration for one another. We trust each other completely. And we realize, we recognition and all of that, we all realize that, it's at the end of the day, it's city flow that is getting recognized. Like, for example, you inviting me here, it's not about me. It's about, the larger story. It's about city flow. So
Well said. Well said. Sachin, you diversified apart from M indicator into two different segments, job portal and land records. How come all this? And tell us about that.
So when I look back, my style of starting a new business is that give solution to your own problem, okay? Because that problem have been already understood well by you, okay? So I met Mr. Chandrasekhar Barsawade sir from the Saguna Bagh.
The famous agriculturalist.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And when I met him, okay, I realized that he can do when there was nothing with him, okay, and he can have such a good interest in agriculture. So I got, there is just some kind of support system with me. So my hobby of doing farming, okay.
Yeah, I was
popped
about
up.
to come to that. Not only job and land records, you also started bamboo
Related.
farming.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is related. It is related. When I started buying land, I bought a 12 acres of land. Okay. When I started that, for finding that land for 3 years, I found that same agent is selling. It is at this location. It is at that location. Same land. Same land. Then one time my agent shows that, okay, this is a map. This is who gave this? No, my some CAD person have created this. Just that was the only source that he gave. Then I did everything and I created a solution where people can put up their Satbara number and they will get their land mapped on the Google map. They will see the boundary, they can see where the land is, and then they can do the sell deed for that land. So there are main disputes in the villages within the farmers that, and I wanted to solve that issue. And obviously, when the COVID started, luckily, the God is with me. It is a third time, okay? COVID started, and before COVID started, I launched the land report app, okay? And M indicator stopped giving us income. Land report started giving us the income, okay? Because at COVID time, people do not have any job. They went to their villages. They were searching for their lands, okay?
Just talking about earning money, how many years it took to be profitable for both of you, if I may ask?
Profitable, see, I always want to be in the profitable business, okay? As I told you, I do not enter in the businesses where operations are involved. So I think within a year, luckily the AdMob started the ads on the app. Within a year, in 2011, okay, I started earning. And because of M indicator also, when the AdMob was not there, my father was very sick and he had a wrong operation, wrong operation, and then he was admitted in the Bombay hospital. I wasn't having any money. And luckily, I got call from the Sodexo, okay, Mrs. Shamin from the Sodexo. She was the international head at Sodexo at that time in 2010. And she was like, Sachin, हमारे लिए Sodexo के लिए ऐप बनाना है ऐसे. तो ठीक है. तो क्या मतलब? So I had no experience, corporate experience, to how to deal with these people. Okay, I do not know how to talk English. Okay, then also, okay, ठीक है, करते. Okay, so it was a Sodexo store locator that I created for them. So it was a pure service for them. So how to deal with me, okay, that was, so I told her, ki, I will create the Android version, pay me 1 lakh, okay, then I will create the iOS version, pay me 1 lakh, okay. मैंने क्या किया कि ये 1 लाख मिल गए, एक मैकबुक खरीदा, फ्रेंड को दिया, ठीक है, अभी तू डेवलप किया, ओके, पैसा आया, ठीक है, और 1 लाख है, तो ये एज अ फी आई गेव, ये अभी मैकबुक तू ही रख, okay. So this is how I managed the things, and I got 5 lakh rupees when I had left, and I had no earning from the AdMob, okay. Later AdMob revenue started.
Advan is M indicator.
AdMob is a Google platform for the ads, and Google is the biggest agent in the ad industry, and obviously the YouTube income, then all kind of income from the Google come through Google, and AdMob is for the applications.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you, Sankalp?
I'll answer this question. So we're not a profitable company today, and it's because since COVID we've been doubling revenue. So at any point in time we are investing not in today's operations but in tomorrow's operations. So we have a ways to go, but hopefully by the end of this financial year we should be there. But it's been honest answer, it's been difficult, especially during COVID. That time hit us the hardest. Revenue went up, it went down to 0, and at that time we were lucky enough to have raised a round of funds right before. In fact, the money hit 3 days before lockdown was announced. So most of those funds went in, helping us, tide over the COVID, whatever COVID was. So that was the toughest piece. But I think 2 things kept us going. One was the belief that ye problem has to get solved. It is an extremely deep problem. And the second was we had the belief of the entire team. In fact, the entire team took voluntary pay cuts during that time and said that nahi, hum karenge. Even if all of us get 50% less pay, we'll just hang on, for whatever time it takes, and then we'll handle it. So very, very blessed to have been, around, being around supportive investors, around team members. Extremely lucky to have had such a talented and nice team. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will take this opportunity to ask him how he survives since last 10 years, though company is not profitable. How? Because if any normal business that we run, okay, it is not possible without profit, okay. So what are the modalities? What is actually happening that without profit also you are there, your colleagues are there, and obviously the company is running. So
Sachin, we can take this offline afterwards.
Fine.
Just last question, one. In Rotary, we say if our spouse is equally involved in Rotary, then the Rotarian is sure to be continuing. How about you two? Any of your spouses, 4 directors, and in your case, are also involved in your business, or how you manage that home and business factors? Sachin, Sankalp, both?
My wife was in my school itself. Okay, so she's 3 years younger than me. Okay, she had done journalism. Okay, obviously I do not want any conflict, so I do not involve anybody from the family in the business. Okay, because I have my own way of thinking. I don't want that in the home the same kind of conflicts should happen. So we have the farm, and she handles those kind of activities over there.
Thank you. Sankalp?
Oh, I think Amita, she's in the room here today. I think she's, she is the most important person in my life and my entrepreneurial journey, point blank. And I am what I am because of her. In entrepreneurship, they say that, one of the most important decisions that you make is, choosing your co-founders. And I'm of the belief that, choosing choosing the life partner, the right life partner is equally, if not more important. And I think, I truly believe that Amita is, she cuts through all of that noise. She's one of the smartest people I know. And, when I'm spiraling as a business ka, she asks me a few things and just sets me straight. She keeps the main thing. I think, entrepreneurship is very demanding. It's sometimes unfair to the family. and there is a deep, sense of guilt somewhere that's always, happening. But uh, Amita, credit to her, she's created that space, within, our dynamic for me to be able to pursue this. And at the same time, I mean, she's building her career. She's also, ensuring that the family, stays grounded for our little son, Veer. So very, very grateful. It's a gift. Her being so balanced, and is honestly a gift. It's like an anchor for me. Yeah.
आज घर में जाके पार्टी दे रहा. Thank you so much. Thank you, friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sankalp and Sachin, for making everyday commuting in Mumbai so much easier and smarter.
May we call upon DG Harsh Makol, First Lady Priya Makol, RIPR Jason Lim and Mrs. Mary Lim, Director Vivo Shriram Bachao, and IPDG Dinesh Mehta and Mrs. Jyoti Mehta, please on stage. And PDG Vinod as well.
No.
While the felicitation is going on, a reminder to the members that the lucky draw is going to be held in just a few minutes from now. So don't leave the rooms and don't leave your chairs, because you need to be in the room when the lucky draw, the number is announced, or you lose your chance to win that prize if a number is called out. So after this, we have a smallish session for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then the lucky draw, which all of us have been waiting for the whole day. So don't go away, don't leave your chairs, be in the room.